Good morning, and hopefully you're having a strong Saturday. There is a lot going on today in the sports betting calendar, and this is just one of those special days where you have just almost all the major sports really going on that are in season. We have conference championship weekend with college football. We have a couple of really big games going on today. We have close to 1 billion college basketball games, 12 NHL games, and 7 NBA games. So your profitable opportunities, no matter the strategy that you're looking to execute, is going to be very high because there's so much going on. So over the next hour, we are going to be placing various different bets using some of my favorite strategies, using my favorite software, OddsJam, and breaking down exactly how I like to use the software and the spots that I specifically look for and how I execute these strategies. So let's kind of jump into it. We're going to get into, we always start off with some DFS, little PrizePicks underdog, maybe better DraftKings pick 6. See what we have going on. So let's see. Let me pull this up. Elma, what's going on, man? What's going on? Happy Saturday to you. So let me refresh the page here. We're going to be using, what's up, Irish? We're going to be using the positive EV tool. We have been using the optimizer for a while. We're just going to kind of take a break with it because there hasn't been as much value showing up over there. And so looks like we have some underdog value off the hop with a little bit of better and then PrizePicks. So over here on underdog, James Harden under on his assist. Looks like that's not there. Let me refresh this. All right. Is this going to be one of those types of streams? There we go. Jalen Johnson. Under on his points. This looks to be a very low edge. And a lot of these guys seem to be a very low edge. So I'm not overly enthused with what I'm seeing from some of these plays. Is this Harden play? There it is. Yeah, if you're playing this on a 6-pick slip, it's good. On a 3-man slip, it's not good though. Appreciate that, Chris. Billy C, what's going on? Or Anton, what's going on? Wilbo, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you waking up in the morning for it. So here's the thing. As you guys know, I like to play 3-man slips at minus 122 odds. This is the fair value over here on Pinnacle's side. So these plays down here are great to put in a 6-pick entry. They're okay. I shouldn't say they're great. They're okay to play in a 6-pick entry. Not exactly ideal to put into a 3-pick. So let me go over to the Sharp Money tool and let me see if we can find anything over there. So let me go ahead and select all the leagues, and then we're going to look at some player props, and let's take a look at the books that we want to go after. Let's take a look at PrizePicks. What do we have? Nothing. No, 5 results. There we go. Terrence Mann. Okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind the Terrence Mann play. For McDaniels, there isn't any real sharp books that are showing anything there at the moment, but somebody wants this at minus 124 odds. And then for Russ, this is a good price to FanDuel and to bookmaker. So Russ under on rebounds. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Terrence Mann under on points. What else do we have? Kuminga. Good price to Pinnacle, bookmaker. Not great to FanDuel, but this early in the morning, I'm okay with the Kuminga play. All right, this is going to be a 3-pick entry, guys. No insurance for PrizePicks. All right, there we go. Let me share this link with you guys. Yeah, no doubt about that, Irish. Ken, what's going on? Good morning to you. That's right, Anton. All good things. Wilbo, that would be an interesting one. I'm not against it. Not against it. It's probably better than me dressing up like the ninja I did for Halloween and having to wear that mask the whole time. At least with Santa, there's like a little gap where I can like open my mouth, right? Apologies, guys, a little congestion. Okay, there's a PrizePicks slip. Let's come back up here to the filters for the Sharp Money tool. Do we have anything for underdog? This would be good for a 6-pick entry. Verhage? Yeah, I don't mind this Verhage play. Not at all. So let's see if we can grab this before it's too late. The over 2.5. Cool. We talked about the Westbrook play. We might go ahead, guys, because there is so much, just because I want to make sure I get a slip out there. We haven't done this in a while, but I'm not against, I mean, it's not my favorite, but I'll put up a 6-pick slip. Harden under, yeah, this is fine. I hate betting unders on Harden. It definitely takes a minute too. Jalen Johnson, who literally went nuclear last night against the Nuggets. I don't know if you guys saw his stat line. The only thing he didn't do was decide to hit 2 3-pointers. He did everything else extremely well last night, but it was pretty insane. Okay, and then Trey Murphy, under on his points. Taking all unders in basketball, fading all the dudes. Then we got Kuminga. We got Michael Porter here, which we could take the Porter play. It's okay. It's not ideal, but we could grab that. Or we could go back with Kuminga. But I like to switch it up a little bit and keep it a little differently. All right, so this is a, make sure, guys, you take the insurance on this play. It's going to be a 6-pick flex entry. What do you mean you can't locate my location? Let's try this again. There we go. All right, so if you guys want to, there's a 6-pick entry on Underdog, a rare one, but, felt bad that we really couldn't find any 3-picks, so we'll go with some 6-picks. All right, so let's take a look at, obviously we know with Better, we have discounts, and with DraftKings Pick 6, it's a Pick 6 birthday bonus. So they also got a UFC boost as well. Choose either a 20% winnings boost on any entry, 40% winnings boost on a 4-pick. Okay, so just so you guys know, to kind of illustrate this a little bit easier for you guys, right? So on Pick 6, you can see this right here. We have all these options. And you're like, man, which one should we go with? Okay. So on the optimizer, if I go and select Pick 6, what you're going to notice here is this. 3-pick entries with no insurance are the best odds per slip. Out of all the slips that you can make, you're getting the best odds per pick on a 3-pick. 4-pick entries are the worst. And OGs and DGens know this. 4-pick entries with no insurance are the absolute worst option out of any slip that you can make on DraftKings. 6-pick entries with no insurance are the second best. Okay, now you're getting a 60% boost. So here's your quick answer when we're going through this slip. Okay, your highest EV edge play is a 6-pick 60% boost. That's your highest EV edge. But the higher winning percentage chance of winning the slip is taking a 20% 3-pick slip. Okay? You might be able to rock a 2-pick slip with the 20% boost. It's at minus 137 odds. But at the moment, as you can see on the optimizer, we're not seeing a lot. So that's really your answer when it comes to what's what. So let's take a look at the sharp money tool. So I mean, I'm just going to tell you right now, there's no way in hell I'm playing a 4-pick entry. No way. I'd rather play a 6-pick than a 4-pick because the 6-pick entry at least has EV. Looks like we're not seeing any results in the sharp money tool. On the positive EV tool, let's refresh this. Do I have any Pick 6? No. Okay. So it's hard out in the streets right now for Pick 6. And I honestly might wait to, so this Amen Thompson play, Probably a small edge. I can maybe with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell might be like even, low holds. And then Cooper Flag. Don't love it. But if I lean more Pinnacle, then it's okay. So let me claim now. Let me claim my boost. I'm claiming my 20% boost. But that's the answer, basically. Let's use this right now. All right, so let's go to college or to NBA. Let's go with Coop. And then we can go with, okay, we're going to take this one. So this is what I'm going to rock and go with, guys. You can do $50. It's great. Okay, so this is my 3-pick slip. I'll share it with you guys. Good morning, Rick, Chi-Town. Good morning. But here's the 3-pick slip. Thompson, Hunter, Flag. Taking 2 overs, taking an under. Obviously, I'm taking the 20% boost, but I'm taking Thompson, I'm taking Flag, and I'm taking Hunter. That's going to be what I'm rocking on the pick 6 boost. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, you kind of have a pick your bonus choice with pick 6. The 6-pick bonus would be the highest EV. The 20% bonus would be your highest chance of, maybe your higher likelihood of winning the slip. And then the 4-pick bonus play, you couldn't pay me to take that play. So that is what we have going on over there. Okay. Let's go back over the EV tool. Let's take a look at Better, and let's look at Dabble. Here's what we got. Any Dabble? No Dabble. So for my Dabble people, I don't have much to share with you, which kind of stinks. All these plays here, guys, would really be used for a 5-pick entry on Better. So we got some discounts with Messi and then Şengün. And we will be looking, guys, at some UFC fights. We obviously have 2 massive college basketball matchups in about an hour. Duke is playing. Iowa's playing. I know Michigan State's Duke. Can't remember the exact matchup. I think it's Duke, Michigan State, and then Purdue and Iowa State. Sorry, not Iowa. Yeah, Purdue, Iowa State, and then we got Louisville and Indiana. We got some Illinois and Tennessee, Arizona and Auburn later tonight. We have some legitimate big-time matchups today in college hoops. So we got UFC fights. We got it all. Let me go to the sharp money total, take a look at Better. What do we have? We talked about this Terrence Mann play. Somebody wants this at minus 136 odds. So I'm going to take the Şengün discount over on Better, the over 28.5 points and rebounds. Now, we already added Terrence Mann on one slip, but I'm willing to throw him on another one because it looks really good. It's a good price to bookmaker as well. So we're taking the under 8.5 points. And then we talked about this dude earlier. We played him. We talked about Verhaeghe, which I like the Verhaeghe play, just at least compared to the odds that Pinnacle's offering. What's this Malik Monk play at? Yeah, not very good. And the rest of these plays, we kind of go lower and lower, guys. Not the best, right? Russ is okay. I don't mind this at all to bookmaker and to FanDuel. So that's where I'll probably lean. I'd go Russ or I'd go Verhaeghe again. I know we play these guys on 2 different slips, but that really seems to be where the best value is at the moment. And so that's where I'm going to play this discounted slip. Again, it's just a 3-pick perfect play entry. That's the max you can play on these Better discounted slips. But I like it. And let me share this with you guys as well. Okay. Yeah, there's really 3 games that are going to be great. No offense to anyone that's a Duke or Virginia fan, but the ACC championship, I don't really care about that much. But Indiana, Ohio State, yeah, you best believe I'm excited about that one. And, earlier today with Texas Tech and BYU, that should be a dandy as well. And then Georgia, Alabama is going to be real good. So one of those days where, if the weather outside is like kind of fair or not looking nice, guys, just cozy up inside and make sure you got that charger plugged into your phone or your laptop, iPad, and just get ready to gamble your dicks off. It's going to be a great time. All right, let's look at some arbitrage. I want to give a little love to my arbitrage people before we get in. For my Dub Club people, we took back-to-back days on the chin. Not gonna hide from it. It was brutal. It's been 2 brutal days after having a really nice stretch. So get back up on it, and I'll be sending those picks out a little bit later today. So we have a lot to jump into today, but we'll get back onto it. So it's tough. I've personally taken one on the chin. I will say this though. For anyone, for Irish or Chi-Town, for anyone in here that is using, that was on Edge Zone. Edge Zone had an absolute crazy day yesterday on NBA player props. They went 18-2. They cashed 18 of the 20 picks that they gave out for the NBA player props yesterday over at Edge Zone. It was an insane day. Obviously, it was a day that I wasn't able to tail any of their picks just based on my schedule. So, of course, I tailed 2 days ago's picks. didn't tail yesterday's. But it was insane, to say the least. And so, for any of my Edge Zone people out there, hopefully you guys were able to check some of that. Go Hokies, Anton. There you go. Got there. What's going on, Gold Standard? I hit an 8-man on DK yesterday. It was crazy, Hector. Nice to hear that, dude. Yes, Irish. Yes. I've watched and spent enough time in sports to know to not pronounce it Louisville. It's Louisville. So this is not my first rodeo, but I appreciate that one. All right, so arbitrage. Where you're placing 2 bets on 2 different books. Edge Zone, Ken? Not to my knowledge, Ken. Good question. But no. Unfortunately, they don't. And I should preface it, guys. Where they went crazy on, it was their $197 a month plan. It was their Matrix plan. So, we've talked about, I've brought up Edge Zone a couple different times because it's one of my favorite Discords. But over here, this is their Edge Matrix plays right here, guys. So, where was this at? We were all the way at the bottom here. Yeah, they went 18-2. They brought back 16.5 units. So like this, D'Angelo Russell play. These are from their Matrix plays, which is a bit of a step up. It's more than, they have 3 different options. They have a $97 a month plan. They have a $197 a month plan, and then a $297 a month plan. The Edge Matrix is their $197 a month plan. So I understand, guys, for, no different. If you guys are sports betting, you're paying for a software, then you may be on this Discord. Like you don't have unlimited funds. But I'll share that over with you guys if you want to. Their NHL model and their NBA model has been very good this season, very sound. You're going to have bumps, right? Like their NHL picks yesterday didn't have a winning day, but overall for the season they've been doing very well. So if you guys want to check that out, they don't have a free trial to my knowledge. This is their $97 a month plan. Yeah, Ken, I do. This is their $97 a month plan. Appreciate you asking. This is the Matrix plays, guys, where they went ballistic yesterday on the NBA. It's right here. What's going on, MP? That's the link right there, the 197. That's the Edge Zone Matrix. And then the core plan, guys, the elite plan, is $297 a month. And what that gives you, it gives you also access then to these guys right here and these contributor picks. They have DFS guys. They got UFC, college sports, NBA, WNBA here. You got the Arbologist and the Arb Father. These guys are giving out their different picks, talking about what they like, right? And they're just sharing screenshots of everything. So this is what kind of provides you there when it comes to the elite plays. But their Matrix plays here, the best part about their Matrix plays, you could see 14 unread notifications. That means the NHL plays have already dropped this morning, so they're out. With these NBA and NHL plays, guys, they give you a range, right? Plus 101 to plus 107. Or on Case and Wallace, this cashed. You can bet this at FanDuel. They tell you to place a bet to win a unit. You can bet this between plus 104 to plus 112. So they try to give you a range so that you could go bet this on other books. So if maybe you don't have FanDuel, maybe you could try to find another sports book where you can get this play within that range, right? So anything that's better than this fair value is going to be an EV edge play. So again, they had a really good day, and sometimes their ranges are a bit further. This is plus 110 to minus 101, but the plays just kind of come out, and then you just go ahead and tail them. So it's pretty nice. Now, there's no links or anything where you can automatically copy and paste the plays, but they're over there on the edge zone. So again, 3 different price points. This is their matrix. This is the middle price point. That's $197 a month. So, and what I also love, guys, is they also have the results page. So to kind of give you a breakdown, this is another reason why I'm a huge fan of these guys. It's something that I've adopted for myself, is you can go ahead and see by sport, like how well are they doing? You can see they have every play tracked. Every single play is tracked on their tracker that with the matrix plan, guys, you get access to, right? Talked about the NHL shots on goal. They're bringing back almost a 5% or 4.5% return. You can see every play that they've given out since the inception of this, okay? Now, the NHL, it's just shots on goal, but they're doing really well. In the NBA, they're doing overall really well. They're crushing it on points, rebounds, and assists. Not doing well on three-pointers and PRA, but you can see, and especially as we get deeper into the season, the more bets that they accrue, the more confidence that you're going to have in these plays because, like I've mentioned, guys, once you get over like 1,000 bets, that's where my confidence really jumps another level. And so we're already almost at 600 wagers for this NBA season. And you guys know we get through the month of December, we get to 2026, they're going to be over 600, 700 bets. No problem. So with the matrix plays, guys, you do get access to their results. So it's really, really good stuff. So you get to see first and foremost how well it's doing. And that's what I really love about it. That's what I'm all about it. There you go, Anton. Nice to hear that. So for those of you, though, that want to keep things simple and just day trade the sports books, this is how you can do so. And honestly, guys, on a day like today with so much going on with college hoops, you come over here to live, right? I know there's a Swedish hockey game going on. You could hit this up, 2.5% edge. Come over to live today and just focus on college hoops. Okay, now you're not going to be able to wager as much money on college hoops as you can for the NBA, but you're going to have an easier path to success, in my opinion, live arbing college hoops. Okay, so you come over here, you check out, maybe you throw a 3% minimum, and then let's pick our sports books, right? So I would tell you that BetRivers, MGM, Caesars, FanDuel. Those would be 4 books that I would target, okay, for college hoops. In-game status, just stick this to stoppage, right? There's going to be 1 billion games going on today. Make sure just stick it to stoppage. Then come over here to markets, and maybe for today, maybe you just focus on no main markets, right? We're going to do mains, but let's just say we just do total points, right? Now, my opinion for this, you could do the main line markets for these 3. You could do a money line, right? Money line is going to be the easiest market out of all 3 guys because you literally just got to find the game and just click money line. And then point spread. But point spreads and total points is where you're going to find your biggest opportunities. And then DVIG settings, it doesn't matter here. And then this is pretty much it, right? And then you're just going to click show results, click play, and then set this dollar amount up here at the top, which you can't see because my head's in the way. Set this dollar amount up here at the top to an optimal number, $100, $50. You know, that just means, guys, that you're going to be placing on one of the sports books a $100 wager, and then on the other book, it's going to be less than that, right? So go ahead and log into your sports books, select college basketball, and get ready to pounce. That's what you want to do. So, and if you want to look for certain games, then this is where you would just type in Duke and just get ready to live arb the Duke game, right? Pretty simple. So that's exactly what I would do when it comes to this today for college basketball. If you're looking to do some live arbs, this is the spot where you want to do so. Okay, let's take a look at the Sharp Money tool first and foremost. We're going to kind of pull up everything, guys. This is one of those unique days where we have so much going on. That we want to look at player props, we want to look at mainline markets. and don't really have any restrictions. I would say for our odds, let's just see what we have first. I guess let's just take a look and see what we got going on first. All right, so this BYU game. Whoops, wrong screen. Apologies. So this BYU game. On Polymarket, you can see the Pinnacle's taking like 10K. This looks to be a play that somebody wants this at plus 456 odds on Polymarket. They want the long shot. They want BYU. Okay. I'm normally not betting too many long shots this crazy. And for college sports, as you guys know, I lean more on Bookmaker. Bookmaker's at plus 426. So I'm not overly enthused by this play on BYU. Makes no difference to me here. I'm not really all in on that. Let's look at Nashville, the Predators. Same thing. Plus 212 odds is only 9 cents better to Pinnacle. And while I talk a lot about guys like mainline markets, we're looking for like 8 to 9 cents off in price. That's assuming that we're betting odds ranges between like plus minus 130. When you start to get to the plus minus odds ranges of like 200, we need to see a wider gap in those pricing to see a value, at least 15 to 20 cents for me to start to gain some interest, and sometimes even more. So not really interested in Nashville. And these are all long shot underdog plays, guys, but we're just taking a look here. Now, this would be one that I would be in consideration for. Pinnacle on the Blackhawks is at plus 165. This is a plus EV play on its own. This is 21 cents off to Pinnacle. If you can get this at plus 186 odds for anyone that's on Polymarket, which I know for our viewer, for at least the people here in the stream, not too many that are using Polymarket. Looks like maybe it's gone at the moment, but this would have been a play I would have went after. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now, a little bit more of a realistic odds range is BYU and Texas Tech. BYU and Texas Tech, somebody really wants to bet this over. Really wants to bet this over. And so, obviously, this is at plus 107 odds. This is 11 cents off to Pinnacle. It looks good. It's even better to Bookmaker, right? We really like this compared to Bookmaker. So this would be a play that I would definitely go after and attack. Just can't remember. Yeah, I'm on a slightly different side. Yeah, I might be on the opposite side of this one. But this looks to be a really good price. As you can see, that this under 50 is minus 112. On the score, Indiana, plus 3.5. Plus 105 odds is not bad. It's good to Pinnacle. It's not great to Bookmaker. But this isn't a play that I'm excited about based on liquidity. But I like the number at plus 3.5. I think we're going to be in for a good ball game tonight. I'm hoping for it. I'm pulling for Indiana. So for any of my Ohio State folks out there, if you guys don't know, Coach Frank Cignetti, the head coach of Indiana, he's a Pittsburgh guy. He's an absolute fire interviewer. Some of his quotes that he has, he's absolute fire. So I'm kind of pulling for Indiana here. And if my best friend's watching this right now, John, sorry, buddy. I'm not on Bucky tonight. But yeah, plus 3.5 for Indiana. I don't mind this over at the score. Duke and Virginia. Somebody has 5K up. They want Virginia at minus 165 odds. Minus 165. You can get this at Polymarket at a slightly better price. Honestly, it's an EV play. So when you don't set anything up here, guys, you can see some different options, different plays. There isn't really much on the sharp money tool at the moment that I'm in love with. I mean, there's some EV plays, but like nothing that we're jumping on right now. Let's look at the Jets. Somebody wants them at plus 170. This is above Pinnacle's limit. Pinnacle's taking 5K. Somebody wants almost 6K on this. That's almost enough for me to start to get like interested into this because this isn't an EV play to Pinnacle. Or to, it's a slightly EV play to Bookmaker circa Bet Online. But this would be one that maybe I would throw a little sprinkle on. Winnipeg taking on Edmonton. Cam, yeah, man. We took a look at Dabble earlier. We wasn't seeing much. We looked at it at the beginning of the stream. If you're rocking a 5-pick slip, you can go with these top 5 plays. And Cam, as you know, man, where I'm located here in Arizona, I don't have access to Dabble, so I can't share with you any links. But if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can do so. Right? And for Fliff, we did not check Fliff. We didn't check Fliff yet. If I pull up some minimum data points over here, let's kind of dial it in with the odds range a little bit. No, not much. If I drop this down to 2 minimum data points, what happens? Okay, this play here with Lemoyne and Binghamton, these are two really small college basketball schools. No offense to anyone that's an alumni from there, but these are I think they're maybe the Northeastern Conference. Very small schools. This is a good play to Pinnacle. 17 cents off, but like I would put maybe a half to 3/4 of a unit on this play. Because while this is EV, guys, Pinnacle's not taking a lot of money on this play because I just know because it's just the conference, the size of the schools. And so that would be something I would go after on the under 146.5 on the total points. What's up, Sadia? What's up, brother? So that's what I would check out over here. I don't know if you saw last night, Sadia. Someone obviously hit pretty big on Rakesh for the, I think it was a pick six play, which was awesome to see. $50 turned into $3,500, which was awesome. So that would be what I'd go after there. Now for the sharp money tool, guys, if we want to dial our odds range in a little bit more, let's keep it like a plus minus 150. What do we got? All right, Islanders on the money line. This one's interesting. Pinnacle's taking 5K. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Dude, that was you. Congrats, man. Dude, congrats. That's sick. That's sick. I've been listening. I listened to his stream for about 20 minutes yesterday because I had some things to do, but I was able to do a little live betting. But I've been mainly focusing on still doing just, with obviously having the rec books. I haven't been jumping into pick six too much at all. Any dabble sharp money, Cam? Yeah. So we'll check real quick for you. Real quick. I know you're just interested in those books. I would say the price on Russ on Pinnacle is not great. Pinnacle just released their odds. It's fine to bookmaker and underdog. I'm on this Russ under on his rebounds, and Cooper Flag under on his rebounds is fine. These are two plays you can grab. But then outside of that, I would take a look at the screenshot that we shared earlier with maybe like Jalen Tyson. That's what I would do, man. So. And obviously, if you guys are wondering why I'm stopping everything that I'm doing for Cam or for anybody else, it's because, he's a premium member. So if you guys want to go over to my YouTube homepage, check out the premium memberships tab, $1.99 a month or $4.99 a month. We'll let you kind of steer the stream in the direction. That's kind of one of the perks that you get. So we're looking over here back on some other plays. We're going to check this out. BYU plus 12.5. This is 6 cents off. It's well off to bookmaker. This looks to be a nice little play here. It's a weird number, not going to lie. 12.5 is kind of odd, but I don't mind that. I'm going to go over to Bet Openly, guys, and check this out. Somebody wants this for $7,400, which isn't insane, but honestly, you guys know I put a lot more weight on bookmaker on game day, especially because this game starts very soon. So I like this compared to bookmaker. Bookmaker's at minus 110. Pinnacle's taking $30,000 just to drive the point home for those of you that are new. When it comes to college sports, basketball and football on game day, I spend more time focusing my efforts on bookmaker than I do Pinnacle. So let me see if I'm on this one here. So they're about the same right now at the moment, to be fair. Pinnacle's at $30K. Bookmaker right now is at $32,100. And they're at plus 12.5 at minus 107. But I'm still willing to go over to Bet Openly to hit this up. So again, talked about this a lot, guys. The amount of money that the sports books are taking on certain plays is very important. It shows you their confidence. And that the more money that they're taking, the more that, they have confidence in a play. All right, so over here on Bet Openly, we're looking at BYU plus 12.5. You can see over here, guys, you could filter by college football, by the spread. This is a peer-to-peer sports book. It's not quite as awesome. Someone's obviously taking $14,000 on this, so this is a lot of money, right? You can look at this just like the sharp money tool and say, dude, that's a lot of money. But remember, Bookmaker and Pinnacle is taking $30,000. So I'm definitely okay with grabbing this. Is this the right odds? Yeah, plus 102. We're getting this at plus 104. But again, at plus 104, guys, if we win this bet, we're going to be giving up. We're going to have to pay a little bit. So I'm going to go in for a 150 spot here. Hit this up. And so we're in at plus 12.5 at plus 104 on BYU. So there we go. If we win this play, guys, we have to pay a little bit off the top to back to bet openly. That's how the site works. So we're really getting paid out of plus 102 odds. All right, so there's that one. Draymond. Now, this is one that I would pay attention to. For MGM and Hard Rock users, right? There's only $250 that Pinnacle's taking on this. And somebody, now this is a combined, but still, combined $2,400. Now, somebody wants this between minus 101 to minus 109. You can get this at a better price over here on Hard Rock. I like that. Like that a lot. What's another one that maybe sticks out to me? Cole Sillinger. This was one. Normally player props do, guys. This is what I prefer. I prefer seeing one individual post all the liquidity on a play. Somebody wants his over 1.5 shots on goal. They want this at minus 101 odds. So on MGM and Hard Rock, you can get this at a 1 cent of a better price. But again, if he wants this at minus 101 odds, I'm willing to go 5 to 6 cents off the price. So if you want to go over to Bovada and bet this, that's cool by me. We're kind of pushing the range here on Bet 105, but I don't mind going to Bet 105. I don't know if I have any money over in Bet 105, but I don't mind doing that. Again, guys, I love betting these things over like Bet 105, Bookmaker, Bet Online. These are sharp books that will never limit you, right? And I love that. They'll never limit you, so you can go after that. So at this point, too, like Jalen Duren, somebody wants this at minus 129 odds. This is really just a BetMGM or maybe Sports Zeno play. Let me get the code over here, and we'll see what we have because I got to get a code for Bet 105. For Jimmy Butler, somebody wants this at plus 112, plus 113 odds. You can get this at Fanatics. Could get this. You could get this over at Props Builder, too, which I'm down for. Where's my code at here? There it is. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I had money in there or not. All right, so there's a couple of plays. All right, let's head over to the EV tool. And the first thing that we're going to tee up is we're going to go after some college basketball plays because we got some big games that are tipping off really soon. And I'm going to use Bookmaker here, guys. We'll look at NHL anytime goal scores, but the first game's not for like another couple hour or two. So let's go mainline markets here. Let's look at an odds range. We'll dial this in a little bit more, minus 150, plus 130. And let's look at just college hoops. Date range is for today. What do we got? Making sure. Let me double check my DVIGs. Yeah, no, let's go to worst case. Thank you. Okay. Sports Zeno. Everyone knows about Sports Zeno. I doubt anyone has, fresh limits on this book. But let's take a look at some of the bigger matchups here. We got some Profit X, okay? Louisiana, UNC, Wilmington, right? So you're going to be able to jump in here, guys, and see Pinnacle's limits. One thing that I want to let you guys know, books always take more money on spreads than total points. So if you want more confidence in plays, we can focus even more of our attention on money lines and spreads, right? So no offense to this, but if we go money line, and then if I go point spread, the books always take more money on point spreads than they do total points. So more money in the books means more confidence for us. So Dayton +6. If you see Dayton pop up a couple times for the Canby Sports books, we type in Dayton, we can see we have a number of different options here. I like to take the play that is the easiest one to win. So I'd rather take them at +6.5, sacrifice a smidge of EV edge, and take Dayton +6.5 over here on Ballybet. Now, you can get this over at Bet Rivers at 1 cent difference, which isn't going to be that big of a deal, guys. So trust me, take Dayton plus 6.5 against Virginia. Yeah, Anton. So one thing I'm going to tell you is I'll show you 4 picks. You could not pay me to play 4 picks. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the stream, but we already gave out the boost earlier for that DK pick 6. I'm rocking a 3-pick entry. The highest EV edge is playing a 6-pick entry. The 3-pick would be the next best, but 4-pick entries are by far the worst slip that you can possibly make on DK pick 6. So I'll share it with you, or I'll tell you what's going on. Joey, how are you? Or I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You're talking about the regular DK. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, brother. You didn't mean the pick 6. You meant just regular DraftKings that stepped up. Yeah, we'll take a look at that and see what we have, because we can kind of tee up everything right now just to see. It's college basketball and college football. So if we go and look at, apologies there, man. I thought you was assuming on the pick 6 one, because they have a couple different boosts going on today. Let's look at, I'm fine with going with bookmaker here. Okay, so if we're looking at this boost, this is mostly going to show college basketball, though we do have Illinois State, North Dakota State, guys. I would not bet this, guys. This is very low liquidity on these like D1 AA or D2 ones. But we got some other plays. So if you guys wanted to rack up this like stepped up parlay boost, which I'm sure if you guys don't know, it's a promo that they run, and it's a promo that is just, it's a genius promo that they run, because the more legs that you add onto your parlay, the lesser of a chance that you have. So on this, yeah, where's the promo at here on DraftKings? It is, I might have already grabbed it. There's a lot of boosts today, a lot of boosts. I may have already done it. So we're looking at UMass and Lowell, okay. And we're looking at what the over, let's grab the over 156.5. And I'm just over here, guys, grabbing this. Okay, that's there. Cool. Next one up, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Lamar. Okay, this is low. Is this low too? Yeah, I hate betting on low ones. And that's the only problem with the parlays. And Anton, I appreciate you asking, man. I'm happy to go over it. It just takes a long time to cook up 4 or 5 leg parlays in terms of just time on the stream, just to go through it all. But let's see, with this UMass play in Maine, this one would be a 139.5. So this is the main line. I like that. Now, I don't know about the liquidity on these plays, because normally these are smaller schools. 250, that means it's not ideal. Okay. Stephen F. Austin. Abilene Christian. Okay. This game's at what, noon today? So let me go down here and find this one, because it's being a real pain in the butt trying to look. It might be an SFA. Let me see. Stephen F. Austin. Where is this football? Oh, it's football. My bad. That's why. All right, Stephen F. Austin. This one, the problem here is that it's a what, plus 3.5. Okay, we got that. And then we have what, the stepped up parlay boost. Did I have this? Yeah, I might have to cook this one up later, Anton. I apologize, man. It's just taking up a lot of time. But I appreciate you asking. I'm sorry I can't share that slip with you directly, but that's what I would do, is I would just go over here and kind of cook that up like that. Let's show some college hoops, and let's show some even college football right now. And let's see what we have. So again, guys, with these plays, the problem here with like the Lamars, like I like these plays, but the problem is it's just low liquidity. And so with low liquidity, like Pinnacle's taking $250 on this play. And that's just not a lot of money. And I might have to go over to the extra games here with Lamar because this just isn't a ton of money. There it is. And we're looking at what? The over 136.5. So this is a little bit better, but bookmakers taking like 1,600, which is okay. But on a day like today when we have so many options with so many games, you want to really try to focus on the Power 5 conferences. Kind of disappointed with what I'm seeing, honestly, over here on these. It's kind of one of those that can be like Seton Hall and Kansas State. Like, while there's nothing here, like you can see that Pinnacle's taking a little bit more money. So we want to go after some higher plays. But this just isn't. Let's go after all the books so we can actually show all the books first and foremost. So when we're seeing all these different plays, Miami of Ohio, here's an over here on FanDuel. But again, these are lower. They're just a little on the low side for me for liquidity. And that's where, guys, on a day like today where you have just so many options, we want to go after the truly elite plays. So I'm looking at this play over here, the over 141.5. Bookmakers taking $2,600. That's not bad. That's okay. So bookmakers have taken way more than what Pinnacle is, right? So I have more confidence in betting this over on FanDuel. So I am going to bet this on FanDuel. Bookmakers taking $2,600 compared to what Pinnacle is. And you can go over and grab this Miami and Maine of Ohio. Miami of Ohio versus Maine over. I'm in on that, right? Because we're talking like big time difference here. This is an ARB to bookmaker. This is one that I'm in on all day long. And especially, guys, if you're using your desktop or you're using your phone, make sure you use the search button, right? Make sure you use this at all costs. So Maine and Miami of Ohio, click into here. And this is where you're just going to go to the alternate totals. It's probably the third one or the fourth one. Here it is, over 141.5. What's the max I can bet on this? 125. So I'm going to bet 125, and we'll take that all day long. This is an ARB to penny. Or ARB, to bookmaker. I'm in on that play, betting in for my max. Okay. So this is kind of the cat and mouse game, guys, that I go back and forth with, is I'm looking at like plays like this and I'm saying, okay, well, what's bookmakers' limits? If it's like $500 compared to $250 here on this Murray State play, I don't really care about this game. But if it's something like we just saw before where it's $2,600, then I'm interested. Then I'm definitely interested. So Murray State, we're looking at the under 156.5. It's $1,500. It's okay, but it's an ARB to bookmaker. So again, we'll grab this under over on Murray State. And it's going to be a totals play. There it is. Under 156.5. Double check my work. Yep, good. And then again, I can't wager enough money on this book, so I can only bet $80. But we'll bet this under on over here. So there it is. Under 156.5. ARB to bookmaker. We're getting plus odds. I'm in on that all day long. All right, what else do we have here? Got some offshore books. Iowa State and Purdue. This game's starting soon. Iowa State +6. Guess what? 5K limits by Pinnacle. This is something that we want to take a look at. This game's starting very soon. This is a huge game today. So over here on this matchup, if I'm pulling up Purdue and I'm pulling up Iowa State, there we go. Purdue, Iowa State +6. You can see they're taking almost $15,000 on this play. Pinnacle's taking $5K. Bookmakers taking 3 times the amount of money that Pinnacle is. So I have a lot of confidence in this play for Iowa State +6. Great deal of confidence. This is an ARB to bookmaker. So go bet this on your Canby Sportsbooks. I'm going to race over here right now and try to hit this one up. So Iowa State, we're looking at minus 115 odds. Ballybet, Bet Rivers, any of those books, guys, where you have a lot happening, where you have a Canby Sportsbook. There's a lot of different options out there. Purdue, Iowa State. We're looking at Iowa State plus 6. This game starts really soon. And okay. Grab that play right now. That would be one I would love to grab. What else do we have? Same. You can grab Iowa State plus 5.5. I'd rather just grab them plus 6. You get a little bit more insurance over there. So really looking for what I'm really looking for, guys, here is not even so much the edge, but just the schools. What's the size? Like, what are we talking about here? I'm looking for some big name schools. Sport Trade, you could grab this on Sport Trade for any of my AZ folks. They just moved from plus 6. They just moved the minus 145 bookmaker in that Iowa State spread, so they're even more bullish on this. Looks like we have some value over here in the Canby books as well on the overs. Okay. Interesting. We talked about that a little bit earlier before. NC State. This is a ACC school, but UNC Asheville, not really. But I wouldn't mind. And what you're going to notice here, guys, for college sports is there's a lot of Canby value. A lot of Canby value, right? I'm much more interested in the confidence of the play from bookmaker on NC State compared to Western Carolina and South Carolina upstate. These are two really small schools. Don't really care so much about that. Under on the Indiana-Ohio State play. Interesting. Auburn, Arizona. This is one that I would have some interest in on Bracco because there's more money being bet on this one. This is the big matchup tonight. The over 163. Yeah, this is a good play on Bracco. I don't mind that at all. Okay. A little bit of college basketball. There's a billion games going on, so it's hard to get to them all. Definitely tough to get to them all. Let's take a look over here for NHL anytime goal scores. It's been one of my best markets, no doubt about that. Probably my best out of anything that I've been wagering on. I don't normally bet unders. If you guys did bet the under on OV last night, congrats. You cashed. Leon on his under. I normally don't bet unders. You can here if you want to. Grab this on Circa. It has an edge for Leon to not score today on FanDuel. There it is. Corey, yes, we do. And we'll be looking at those UFC fights here momentarily, man. No doubt about that, because that's something it's a good card tonight, and we want to take a look at that. This is just such a great day of sports. This is one of those days where you need to be in the Barstool Cave, where you need to have 4 or 5 TVs for tonight, so you can have Auburn, Arizona college hoops going on, UFC fight going on. The Indiana-Ohio State game going on, or maybe it's the Duke-Virginia game tonight, right? Taking a look at that. Connor Bedard, this bet's really for my Circa people. Nowhere else would I really want to bet this. Again, though, if you have access to no vig, go create a play that's plus 184 odds, right? Check that out. Or throw this at plus 200 odds. Who knows, right? Throw this at plus 199. Offer the minus 199 on the under. Who knows? Maybe you'll get some action on that. Sam Bennett of Florida. Again, this is a Circa-only play. I'm kind of actually jealous for the people out there that live in a state that have Circa, like Missouri, because they just show so much value on goal scores. This Matthew Nyes play, guys, this is too low of an edge for me, for MGM and FanDuel. Again, another telltale sign, though, that I like this play. BetMGM is up there in terms of one of the easier sports books that you can make money on in terms of player props, right? And so everyone sometimes thinks that FanDuel is super sharp and you got to be nervous about FanDuel. Anytime that I see that FanDuel has the same odds as BetMGM, or I see FanDuel has the same odds as Fanatics or Hard Rock, this is a green light indicator for me to go smash FanDuel. Because they have the same odds as some of the softest books in the industry at the moment. So if you see a play like this, it's too low of an EV edge for me, so I'm not going to play it. But if I saw a play like this that had a 2% EV edge play, I'm yo, I got to go bet that. That's a great play. So, I mean, Irish, that's a great question. I would say that's a little bit more of, I obviously understand, compared to what we're talking about on Dub Club. It depends on what you're comfortable with. I have a lot of confidence in this market when I'm betting it, so I bet a little bit beyond that. But if you want to just bet to win a unit, that's fine. Again, or you could say, hey, I could bet to win 1.5 units, or I could bet to win 2 units. So you're going to go a little rogue, a little off script, but either one is totally fine with me. Kelly's going to obviously be a little bit more optimal for maybe long-term growth of your bankroll. So if you want to go with that, you can do that. But if you look at this play on Leon, you're like, dude, I'm not used to betting $230. Well, one of two things. Either make that wager and start to get comfortable betting that amount, or just scale it down to something that you're comfortable. Because at the end of the day, definitely want to make sure you're playing within your means. You don't want to be betting outside your means. It's very important for responsible gambling. No doubt about that. All right, let's look at some NBA player props. We'll take a look at some player. Let's look at UFC first. UFC fights tonight. If you guys don't know, I DVIG to Bet Online. A little different. For OGs and DGens, you probably know this, but I do DVIG to Bet Online. I think they're sharper. Again, it all comes down to which sports book takes the most money on the markets. Whoever takes the most, I'm the most interested in. So there's over 2.5 tonight. This looks very good. I don't know if I bet the under earlier or if I bet the over. No, I just got the money line play here on 4CX. So that's all I have. This is a more popular book, guys, but go grab this. Grab this on Bet Openly. There's only $19 out there. I could go over and grab it, but I'm just leave it up for you guys. Same here with ProfitX. Not much. Not much at all. Now, this play here with Edson Barboza, this is a very good play to Bet Online. Over at 4CX, this is a decent amount of dough that is being placed, but we might find out. So again, if you live in a state where you can create an account with Bookmaker and Bet Online, you don't have to deposit any money onto those sports books. But the whole reason that I love having these books is, number one, I do bet on them. And then number two, you can see their liquidity. And that's the big deal here. You can see their liquidity and how much money they're taking on these fights. There we go. So over here on Bet Online, I pull this up, right? And I'm probably going to get in trouble on YouTube here, but I just think it's so important to show you guys. We're being recommended to bet the under 1.5. Okay. So here it is. It's at minus 117. The max wager is $5,850. Okay. So this is below Bet Online's limit, is $3,800. So I'm okay with going over to 4CX, which is an exchange out here in Arizona, and I'm okay grabbing this play. So I'll take a look at 4CX and grab this. Yeah, Irish. I mean, that's where it comes down to at some point, and you're a smart guy. You know this. At some point, if you're betting a market enough and you're crushing the market, then either up your wager size for that specific market because you have an edge. It's going really well, right? So if you're betting player rebounds in the NBA and you're not doing so well, then maybe stick to the recommendation as a recommendation or bet below it. But if you're crushing player points in the NBA, or for me, it's NHL anytime goal scorers, whatever that recommendation is, then I'm betting at least that amount, if not more. And I'm maybe going 10 to 20%, 25% more than what the recommendation is. Like I'm not going in quadrupling the bet size, right? But, those are the kind of rules and parameters that I like to keep myself in. And it keeps me still in a safe place. Where's this Turner fight at? Where are you at, Turner? So if you guys don't know about 4CX, it's an exchange. I love using it. It's really good. We're looking at this under. You can see there's $3,700 here. It works similarly to ProfitX and NoVig. But for those of you that live in states like I do in Arizona where there's no more ProfitX or NoVig, this is my go-to now. You can create plays over here. So I'm going to go in for 200. And we grab that under. Right, but what I love about this is if you come over to the NBA, you click in the Pelicans-Nets game. Like this is where you can come over to rebounds and Derek Queen. I can click new offer, right? And I can say, yo, I want this Derek Queen play. I want this at plus 110 odds. And I want to wager $500. Like I can literally just create this play over here. So this is definitely a book that this is my new exchange now compared to NoVig and ProfitX. Honestly, for us AZ people, this isn't all that bad. It doesn't have the popularity as ProfitX and NoVig does, but honestly, you can get some value down over here. They have points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers, double-doubles, and PRAs. It's not bad. It's not bad for the NBA. For the NFL, it's a little different, but again, you got some different markets here for some player props. Not as many markets for player props, but it's still an option that we have. Yeah, no doubt about that, Anton. No doubt about bet tracking. I can agree with that. So this is a play that I'm going on. I went a little bit above just because I have a little bit more confidence in BetOnline's recommendation there. So, and typically, guys, I like to bet these main markets like the totals, so like money lines or total rounds. That's pretty much it. I don't mess around with point spreads too often. Bogdan shows up on Kalshi. Obviously, I bet Jan or Jan or however you say that dude's name. There's about $10,000 over there, which looks decent. But, okay. So that's a little bit. Let me refresh this once more. UFC. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times, like last night, I'm like, I think I bet this one side. Oh, no, it lost. And then I come back home and like, dude, you forgot it wrong. You actually bet the other side and it won. That happens to me all the time. All right, so let's look at some NBA props. Dude, we're already over. I mean, it's just one of those days. We're already cruising past an hour. So the college games just tipped off here, guys. So we're looking at some really great matchups with Duke, Michigan State, Iowa State, Purdue. We're looking at, where's the 2026 player props? There it is. Great. Okay, so we have a lot going on. These top plays are normally going to be ARBs to Pinnacle. So like CJ McCollum. This is an ARB between FanDuel and Pinnacle. I just like betting ARBs. That's a good time. Derek Queen, not quite an ARB to Pinnacle. 1 cent off. Still a very good play. Middleton, not quite an ARB to Pinnacle. 1 cent off. Noah Clowney, low hold to Pinnacle. Very good. These are all really good plays. Russ on his assists. Still an ARB to Pinnacle. Very good play. So these top plays, guys, are all ARBs to Pinnacle, and I always have the most supreme confidence betting cross markets, ARBs to Penny. It doesn't mean that Penny is always right, but trust me, you're going to have a lot of success just betting ARBs to Pinnacle. So, and if we're going through this example just to explain, when the plus odds number on the under is larger than the minus odds number on the over between a sharp book, that's an ARB. You could go over to Pinnacle. You could bet the over. You go to Bet Rivers. You bet the under. You can make a guaranteed profit. That's a crossed market. This is basically arbitrage betting. Now, for an ARB, this isn't like a 7% ARB by no means. But when you're trying to make a decision on positive EV betting and where to place your bets, this is where you have the most confidence. ARBs are always going to work out in your favor long term. They always will. Beat the line, took one side, and that Arva took the other side, and that money line, I'm with your side. That's okay. Listen, our father and I, or whoever it is, we're going to be going back and forth with winners and losers all the time, right? Irish, though, if you can let me know, message me, though, which one, how it works out. Love to hear it. So that's kind of how it goes. Brian, if you don't, it's a great question. If you don't know which side of the market, like which side, right? If you have like MGM and DraftKings, or if you have Bet Rivers and Fanatics, and you're like, I don't know, that's where you just want to ARB it. Sometimes your best decision is just to ARB the play. It really is. And if you're not interested in ARBing it because it's too low of a ARB ROI, then don't play it. That's what I would say. Which can be tough to walk away from a play like that where you're like, I know one of these books is screwing up. But there are instances where both books have screwed up. And so to provide an extreme example to you, okay, let's say Pinnacle is at plus 200 odds on this over and Bet Rivers is at plus 200 odds on the under. Like, they're both insanely massive EV, right? So we really don't know. And that can happen quite a bit, guys, with betting props. You can have books that are just way off, right? The Props Builder FanDuel live NBA player prop arbitrage strategy, really, you could have just EV bet one of the sides consistently and made a lot of money because they were just so EV and they were so off. So either arb the play, or if it's not a high enough ROI on your arb and they're too, they're fanatics in MGM, just don't play it. If it's too low of an arb ROI, just don't play it. That would be the recommendation. All right, guys. I got to go and run right now, but obviously we could be streaming for like the next 5-6 hours. Easy. There's so much going on today. So much happening. Tried to cover a little bit of it all with college hoops, college football, NBA, NHL, UFC. Tried to kind of make a nice lap around the track, but there is just a lot happening today. Dub Club picks will be coming out here in a little bit. Appreciate all the Dub Club guys and riding with me through the highs and the lows. We'll be getting back on track. I can guarantee you that. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic Saturday. I'll be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, doing it again for the NFL. All right, guys, take care.